Well, Iran has a long history of using Hamas and other armed groups as puppets, offering financial and political support to the so-called axis of resistance and propping up an alliance of armed militias to wage war against Israel and the West. Our next guest knows it well. Masih Alinejad, is an Iranian journalist and activist. You might have seen her on 60 Minutes, but you've seen her on our air as well. You're a friend of the show, and it's good to have you here. On Jillian's report, in your experience, what does humanitarian aid look like in Iran?
I really don't know whether I laugh or cry when it comes to even the Biden administration saying that they are using for humanitarian purpose. I'm here to tell you that for the Islamic Republic, eliminating Israel is humanitarian cause. For the Islamic Republic, killing teenagers in Iran who show their hair, it's actually they're saying that we're doing humanitarian cause because they are spreading corruption on earth. So that's very clear for us. The money immediately goes to Hassan Nasrallah, to Hamas, to Hezbollah. It's very clear the money goes to the proxies, not only in the Middle East, here on U.S. soil, for their transnational repression. And that is why I get furious when I hear the word humanitarian purpose and the West buying that.
Can you help explain? I'm trying to triangulate this, right? There's a piece in Reuters today that says Iran's supreme leader told the head of Hamas, you told us you weren't going to do this. And the leader of Hezbollah in Lebanon is distancing, but Hezbollah has not really taken a lot of action. We've seen a little bit on the northern border, but not a ton. And now the Houthis in Yemen, they're firing or trying to reach Israel along the way. Can you put this into some logical explanation as to what you think the truth is between who knew what and maybe what happens next? You
know, the Ayatollahs are really good at actually misleading the rest of the world when they are failing. If they were very successful, if the retaliation was successful right now, they would have proudly said that, yes, we were behind that. But now they lost it. So that's why instead of admitting that they knew about the retaliation, they knew about the attacks, the terrorist attacks, they're trying to hide themselves behind ordinary civilians, Palestinians. So that is why I'm furious. As a woman coming from the Middle East, I know very well that the Hamas, Khamenei, Hezbollah, they're not speaking for Iranian people or for people in Palestine, in Gaza. So that's why they're using this human-like shelter to hide themselves behind it. Like Hassan Nasrallah was always loud and saying that, without the money from Islamic Republic, we cannot do anything. The Islamic Republic Ayatollahs were very clear, saying that although we are suffering from sanctions, but we give money to Hamas and Hezbollah. They had a meeting in Iran right before the terrorist attacks. Ismail Haniyeh, the spokesperson of Hamas, had a meeting with Khamenei. October 4th. Only 4 days before the attack, Khamenei said...
Given all that, then why are we afraid to cut off their money?
I mean, to be honest, I am very confused, whether it's because of the money, oil, or they want to be politically correct. I don't really get it, because Hamas and Hezbollah and Islamic Republic, they're not only threats for people in the Middle East. They are the ones sending drones to Putin to kill innocent Ukrainians. They are the one actually targeted the dissidents abroad, like beyond their own borders. I myself, I'm the victim of transnational repression, and the Islamic Republic agents are in Canada as well, like 700 agents of the Islamic Republic. Can you believe that? 700 agents are living their luxury lives in Canada. There are more than 300 properties belong to Islamic Republic agents. Justin Trudeau, President Biden, you are allies. You must get united. First, designate the Revolutionary Guards as a terrorist organization. Third, isolate the Islamic Republic and treat them like warmonger. They have to be addressed the way that Putin being addressed by Europeans.
No one says it better. Thank you so much for being on with us, and stay safe.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank you so much for having me.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.